Hi everyone, this is Lee, and today I want to talk about the vast concept of problem solving. So, problem solving can be kind of scary because generally you relate it to word problems, and translating words to math, well, that's pretty tough. But remember that math is just a language. Just like learning Spanish or French, there's going to be key words to look out for. And once you can translate a real world situation into a math equation, we can use these tools and strategies that have been passed down to be able to solve for the unknowns. Math is a gift, the language of the natural world. It helps us be more efficient and accurate in every aspect of our lives. So I know what you might be thinking. Well, I'm really good at guess and checking, and my instincts are like top notch. So, do I need to hear about these steps? Guess and checking is a problem solving strategy. However, you could be at it for a while. And sure, if you're making a birdhouse for your gram, she's going to love you however it looks. But if you're a professional and people rely on your calculations, you better truly think through every step of the process. Depending on how crucial your calculation is, it could cost you a lot. Okay, so here are the general steps to problem solving. But remember, this is in and out of the classroom. Yes, you're going to see word problems because we need the problems to be translated into English first. But don't be scared. Math is here for you. It's not an elite skill. Everyone can learn math. It's just a handy tool. So maybe you're this carpenter right here that needs to find a crucial length, an angle, or maybe a cost estimate. Or a postman. Or airline trying to find a most efficient route. Yep, there's math for that. She probably needs to convert cubic feet to cubic yards when she's ordering soil or doing a cost analysis to see if growing her own vegetables is cost effective. This chef needs to feed 200 people with a recipe made for 5. Yep, there's math for that. So the first step is to really understand the problem. Stop and think. You may have to annotate or look up unknown words, draw a picture or diagram, make a general estimate of what you think the answer should be. Figure out what the unknowns are and represent them using a variable. A, B, C, X, Y, or even a smiley face. It's just a placeholder. If you're one of those people that say, I liked math until letters came into the picture, it's just a placeholder. It opens up a whole new world. Now you can find solutions to your problem. And the more variables you use, the more you can find out. Next, you need to translate it into mathematical language. And this is the tough part because you've learned so much about math in the past, but now you've got to figure out what tool in the toolbox do you use. Can you create an equation based on the information? Maybe you'll use proportions or dimensional analysis. Maybe you can find a geometric formula, or maybe some trig. Well, we'll talk about a few strategies that you can use today, but math is really power. The more you know, the more you know. Step 3. Show your mathematical process. This is the fun part. Now you get to do the math, solve it. This is where your experience, your knowledge, or Googling ability will shine. Math is power. For other helpful videos that can be applied to your everyday life, go over to Newton Mathletics on YouTube. Math is all around us. Just learn to speak its language. So the next one, reality check. Does it make sense? Or will this mathematical mistake bankrupt your restaurant because you're ordering 2 truckloads of onions? Make sure you check your estimate. So once you're confident with your solution, make sure you state it clearly and don't forget to include units. I just read an article about how NASA lost a $125 million orbiter back in 1999 due to a mix-up between metric and customary units. Here's some key words to look out for when you're translating to math. Addition would be plus or more than, the sum, the total amount. Subtraction would be minus or less than, decrease. Look out for less than. 4 less than a number is x minus 4, not 4 minus x. Multiplication would be the product. One key word is of. Of means multiply. Division would be the quotient or divided by, or the ratio. When you're looking at exponents, you're going to be calling them squareds or cubes. Equals, here's another key word is. Whenever you see is, it means equals. 3 times a number is -6. Just throw that equal sign right in there. Okay, after you've gone through the hard work of translating into math, now you're left with an equation that you have to solve. So remember, an equation is just like a scale with an equal sign as the balance. What you do to one side, you must do to the other. You can add, subtract, multiply, divide, but you have to do it equally to each side. Okay, so follow these steps. First, clean it up. Try to simplify as much as you can on each side of the equal sign. You might have to distribute or combine like terms. Just set it up. Now, if you have variables on both sides of the equation, you need to address that next. Look at moving the smaller and combine it with the larger. This leads to less negative values in the mix. So now, once your variables are together, then you end up with a two-step equation. Only two things we got to do. First, get rid of the constant, that one thing on the end here, by adding or subtracting. Then unwrap that coefficient with multiplication or division. Here's a few examples. Pause the video now. Read and work through them first before I give you the solution. So let's look at the mighty proportion for a moment. I think the proportion is one of the most useful tools in the box. It's all about the relationship between values. And cross products are equal, which is a really important aspect to know. So think about the ratio 5 to 15 equal to the ratio 1 over 3. So if you take a look, the cross products. So 5 times 3 is 15 and 1 times 15 is 15. We can use this tool when we have one of these values unknown. So take a look at this example. The gas to oil ratio for a two-stroke engine is 1 part of oil to 32 parts of gas. Two-stroke engines are your smaller engines like your chainsaws and your weed eaters. So let's say I have a 5-gallon gas container and I want to use it just for those two-stroke engines. How much oil do I need to add to the 5-gallon container before I fill it to the top with gas to make sure I maintain a ratio of 1 part of oil to 32 parts of gas? So pause the video now and work through this problem. You would need to add 19.4 ounces of oil before topping up your 5-gallon container with gas to keep a ratio of 1 to 32. Math is one of the oldest languages and has been studied and revised for centuries. Formulas are just a way to communicate the discoveries that have been found. Like, a pyramid is 1/3 of a prism if they have the same base and height. Or, in a right triangle, if you square all sides, the sum of the two smaller squares is equal to the larger square. Or, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. It's not magic, it's just math. So when using a formula, remember to substitute your value in for the variable or variables. Then simplify the expression by following the order of operations. First parentheses, then exponents or roots, multiplication and division, they're going to be on the same level and they go left to right. Then addition and subtraction on the same level, left to right. So pause and try this. Dimensional analysis is really important in problem solving. That's why I created a whole video on it. Here you're going to learn how to use unity fractions to convert units. Also introduce you to Gallon Man, which is a visual representation of customary capacity units. These 5 problem-solving steps give us a roadmap to solve real-world problems. Don't be afraid of the word problem. Embrace it. Think of it as a mini workout for your brain. So before you get too deep into the process, take a moment to stop and think. Estimate a solution before even attempting it. Understand what the variable is, and then create a plan. You've got this. Good luck out there.